which is called ApexOps. ApexOps actually turns inbound leads into build routed work items. So it collects data from webhook, it classifies the data, it routes it, it builds the lead, and all events are logged. So this is what the front end looks like. This is the command center. And it showcases all the data that you have. Then there is the pipeline. There's the pipeline. There's the submit lead. There's the audit trail. There's the dead letter queue, and there's the eval system. So how I'm going to structure is I will first like show you what it looks like in front end. I will also show you how it works. Then I'll go into the more interesting bit, which is showing you the decisions that I made, the trade-offs that came with it, also what the code base looked like, and also walk you through the documentation, explaining everything that's happened. Because I think that's actually the most interesting part of the project, not what it is that what it can do, but the fact that it's actually like production ready. Do you understand? So yeah, like I said before, this is the command center, and the command center can pull in information from different places. You understand? You can pull in information from um your CRM. Like this is GoHighLevel, and as you can see, it sends data to the webhook, which communicates with the application, and all of this is being carried out by the API. And this is what the API looks like, the intake. And this is the webhook, and this is the lead. These are the clients. This is the data queue. These are the reports, and this is streaming. So it communicates with the outside world using something like a Slack. So you can also ask it questions. For instance, I can ask it, "What can you do?" You should give me all the information of what it can do. Yeah, this is all the information of what it can do. You can get counts of lead by pipeline status, list recent leads, provide full details, offer 24 KPI snapshots, generate our bucketed reports. So it has a lot of functionality. The functionality that I can probably give you, that I can get it, that I will actually implement is giving you the output of giving you the lead. If you understand. So let's see what happens when a new lead comes inside here. Let's submit a new lead. Let's use this. Let's use this. The reason why it's using email is because of we want to make each lead as unique as possible. Sure, you understand? So let's use um uzochukwu at gmail.com and send it via signed webhook. As you can see, received enriched grounded routed. So if we come to the pipeline, sorry, you will see uzochukwu at gmail.com. And also it's already been routed. And also if you come to your Slack, if you come to Slack here, if you come to Slack, it should give you the information about the new lead. So I can just come here and say, okay, can you okay, it has already given me the lead already. I didn't even need to check for it. So and this dedupe key makes it possible for each lead to be unique and idempotent. If you understand. So this is the checkout. So you can either send this link gets sent to both the client and to you. She understand. So if the client doesn't really receive it, you can actually like log it and say that okay, this is the link. You can use it to access the checkout. She understand. But if the client clicks on the checkout, as you can see, it's linked to a billable platform. So it's integrated with billing. So this is actually a very interesting aspect of it because yeah, we have Stripe and we have Paystack as well. She understand. While Stack while Stack works synchronously, this doesn't. This only activates once the checkout has been completed. She understands. So we just click on success and the person has paid. If we come to this, if we come here and we click on the audit trail of the person, that means we want to know what the person has done. She understands. So we just click on the lead, sorry, the lead ID, lead unique ID. We come here and we inspect it. As you can see, the billing has already been executed. That means the person has already paid. She understand. This is the amount the person has paid. She understand. So we can now say that, oh, okay, okay, let's say this. Obviously, sorry, for this lead, let's just test out this functionality. So it's going to query. Yeah, as you can see, it's going to give you all the event history. She understand. And also you can say, please can you um, pa, 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 pa. So yeah, all of these functionalities. So these all these functionalities work, and everything is being powered by Fast API and this. This is dead letter queue. So what actually happens here is these are the leads that actually didn't work out, and it tells you, oh, okay, this is why it didn't work out. You understand? So here, currency not supported by the merchants, or pay stack transaction still pending. So if the person hasn't paid yet, it's wait for the person until until a certain amount of time. She understand. And each billing is actually very safe because, as I said before, it's because of integer minor units. She understand. So there is very less chance of money missing. The potent key, there's the ledger with a unique constraint as the final arbiter. She understand. And gateway specific conciliation logic, as opposed to where Stripe and Paystack can work hand in hand regardless of how they incorporate their own payment this thing, how they incorporate their own payment actions. You understand? And there's also event sourcing. So every state change is an immutable event. So it can answer questions such as who classified this? Why did it escalate? When did money move? Just like I said with the audit trail. She understand with the audit trail that I showed you earlier, which I think this gave us. She understand. So yeah, let me walk you through what the documentation is, and this is the documentation. Yeah, this is just what the documentation looks like. So I'll walk you through and I'll explain each aspect of the documentation. So what this system does, it turns raw inbound leads into build routed work items. So a client can send a lead over a webhook. The system classifies it with an LLM. and it checks the answer, routes it to a team, and builds the client. And every step is actually recorded as an event, so you can walk back and know what it is that happened, like I explained earlier. So these are the four processes. So it collects from GoHighLevel, or it collects from the Next.js dashboard. Do you understand? Then everything talks to fast API. Do you understand? Then at the end of the day, there are worker processes, and this is separate from fast API entirely. And it's actually the one that is doing the real work, because it's the one that is actually classifying the leads. It's actually the one that is routing them, and it's also the one that reads and writes to Postgres. But it never talks to fast API directly. She understand. Then at the end of the day, the worker then talks to Slack, which is what we saw here. She understands. So yeah, and this is what our repo looks like. So I will show you what it looks like in the code base. I'll show you what it looks like in code base. Pam, 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 pam. Yeah. So this is actually following a hexagonal approach where the business logic is actually separated from everything else. You understand? So the business doesn't really care about what it is that is actually happening all around it. You understand? Before it can work. You understand? And I structured it like that because that's what makes the most sense for this kind of business. You understand? So the repo route is actually split into four. There is the back end, there is the front end. Sorry, let me mm, put all of this down. Okay, so there's the back end, there's the front end, there's GitHub workflows, and there's the doc. So inside the back end, we actually have back end app, and this is actually I'm going to actually talk more about this later. There is Alembic here, there's Alembic, there are evals, and then there's the tests, which actually like takes takes tests, like it's actually like gives tests the project. You understand? Yeah. So inside the backend app, um this is where all the hexagonal pattern actually lives. You understand? So the domain contains the models, the events, the ports. The domain actually contains the models, the events, the ports, the innermost circle. Modules actually contain the business logic itself. So it contains the intake, the pipeline, the billing, the routing. She understands. Then adapters contains the implementations like the progress. Let me open it. Yeah. So it contains the LLM, the payment. So that is for both Strike and Paystack. She understand. Then this is actually where all the vendor specific code base looks like. She understand. And then there's API, which is the fast API logic too, and all of this. She understand. Then there's the infra, which is just I think where's infra? Um, yeah. And then there's infra, which is just the settings, the login, the security. And inside front end, we have the actual Next.js and the leave. You understand? So, like I said before, the rules from the architecture section, the rules from here, sorry, makes it possible. It makes it possible that when we want to actually change payment providers or an LLM vendors, everything still works. She understand. So yeah, and this is the lead journey. So this is actually like walking you through how the lead comes in and how the lead goes. She understands. So just like I said, there is the GHL workflow, there is the client webbook. She understands, and everything is taken through the intake door, which is passed on to the job queue. It classifies, it grounds, it routes, confidence gate. So how confident is it? If it's pass, yeah, it deals it. If it's low, it escalates to a human being. And this is actually the eval aspect of the project. You understand? So the LLM is not even really sure what it should do with it. It just tells the human being. She understand. And um and yeah, what else again? So this is actually the event store. So this is the Slack. This is where all the Slack alerts um can works with. She understand. So it sends to both the dashboard and it sends to Slack. She understand. So yeah. And this is the layered structure. I think I've already explained the business logic. As you can see, this is all the business logic. So the agent brain, the routing engine, the output dispatcher, the billing, the pipeline stages, the intake. Should you understand? Yeah. And so also I then you might then have some questions like why hexagonal? I've explained that why event sourcing. Event sourcing is the source of truth. So while lead rows they are a projection, they are a projection built from events and events that never edited. So old event shapes are lifted to new shapes by upcasters. Why event sourcing here? Is because of we need to know this information. We need to know who classified the lead, why was it escalated. So that means if the AI confidence was low, we need to know why. When did the money move, which is very important for a system like this. A row per state table answers none of that. You understand? So that's why we need something that gives us information from the get-go, just like I showed you. You understand? So yeah, this is the money part. You understand? So let me walk through it step by step. So write billing um event commit. It just says that okay, before any money moves, the worker it writes an event to Postgres saying, okay, I'm about to try billing this lead, and then it commits it. She understands as its own transaction. And this actually happens before touching the payment gateways like either Stripe or Paystack or any other payment gateway that I want to use. So then the worker will now actually then call the actual payment gateway. So that is charge, lead, amount, and idempotency key. Then you will actually notice that okay, since it's passing the idempotency key, it is very unique to this specific charge attempt. She understand. So the old boss, the old bot, this box here, it's talking about what if we don't now know what happened? So what if there is a timeout and we don't know? She understands questions like that. Because of that, if we now need to find out, okay, did the charge go through at all? Did it fail? The worker can't actually tell. She understands. So instead of just blindly retrying over and over again, it actually does two things. It retries with the same key. So because both Stripe and Paystack actually recognize idempotency keys, it won't double charge, which is something that is actually very important here. And it also searches by lead metadata or reference. She understands. So as a backup, it also asks the gateway, did the charge for this already happen? She understand that kind of that's actually the basic or the necessity of this outbox. She understand. So this transaction two, the ledger inserts billing executed slash commit. So what it's just saying here is what once the worker is confident that the charge actually succeeded, he writes to Postgres again. This time it actually inserts into the ledger table and records a billing executed event as one atomic transaction. She understands. The yellow count here is just saying that okay, I reject double charge. She understand. So three defenses stack up. No floats touch money. Amounts are integer. minor units, and idempotency key makes provider retries free of double charges. The ledger unique constraint is the final arbiter inside our own database. Then gateways differ in shape. Sorry, Stripe charges synchronously. I've said that Paystack creates a pending transaction and confirms later through checkout. The build stage absorbs both. You understand? So this is I think I mentioned this before about the guardrail. So the classifier votes across samples and reports confidence. The verifier checks extraction, leads below the client's confidence gate threshold escalates to human review before billing, and eval suit gate regressions in CI. So yeah, that's everything about the project. Oh, I think let me try something else that I think is fun. Can you oh, okay. Can you please render lead volume and revenue charts? Yeah, I actually did want to try this out myself. Pam. Let me see. I've created the lead venue for the past total revenue busiest hour at 3 p.m. with one lead. So this is actually what it looks like. I think if we download it, we can actually like view it. Let me see it. Yeah, this doesn't look very good. I might have to edit it. But yeah, though, if you come to ApexOps, the command center, you can actually like see it. You can actually see it better. So thank you very much. Always I hope you've learned something, and I hope if you do have any questions, please let me know. And also, please, if you do have something new to teach me, or if you have any criticisms, I'm always down to learn. I love learning new things. Um until we speak again, until you hear from me again, have a very great day. Thank you.